Hello, hello. Welcome. Happy full moon. Give me just a moment as I let everybody in here, please. And feel free to please put yourselves on mute, as well as take yourselves off of video so we can concentrate the energy that much more. I'm Dr. Allison J.K. I'm so happy to have you with me, seeing so many of you beautiful peeps returning, as well as all these new people on this here full moon. Please do take yourselves off of video and put yourselves on mute. Thank you. And so while I continue to let all you beautiful people in, what I'd like to ask first is for you guys to all inhale and exhale so we can have some separation, completion from what you've been dealing with and that you're coming on to today's talk. I hear one of you doing breath work. That's excellent. How about all of you? Again, taking another inhale and exhale. Okay, and so I welcome you all to this here full moon awakening of what else is possible, invoking new possibilities. I want to let you know in part why I'm doing this today. I didn't put it in any of the emails or posts about this, but this here full moon is really super important in the Ayurvedic or the yogic world. They acknowledge that every full moon after a solstice, so whether it's the winter solstice, no matter what hemisphere you're in, or it's the summer solstice, you're actually we're actually in a moon that is considered to be more powerful, the first full moon after each solstice. And that's what this one is, after the summer solstice for the northern hemisphere and obviously the opposite for the south. So it's called Purnami. Please forgive me as I read from some of my notes to make sure I get to it all. So the Adi Yogi, it chose to become Adi Guru 15,000 years ago, it's reported, when he chose to come down from the mountain, so to speak, and talk about the possibilities of humans, rather than when you are at a party, you know, and you feel the collective whining or complaining. Realistically, how common is it for you to be at a party and feel like everybody's talking about how great their lives are and that it's appropriate to do that, versus when you're at a party and people are talking about what's the recent stuff going on, where the challenges are, and how to move beyond the challenges, right? So what I'm talking about is the first time, the launching of all the tools that are clearly, concretely 5,000 years old. I've recently learned that they're actually going back 15,000 years when the first person walked down the mountain, the Himalayas, and started speaking about coming out of the human condition as if something that's bad or to worry about or to overcome or to fight against, or that it's inherently a problem. Like the saying when people say, I'm only human, as if that's, you guys get it. Instead, it was somebody speaking about the possibilities that are innate to being a spirit in a human body. That's what we're doing tonight. And we're also applying it, directing it towards money and finances in great part because, as many of you loyal followers who have been with me, clients and students and friends at this point, and vibrational great practitioners who've been with me for years, you know that I'm all about living from the possibilities. And that includes a separation from and even a debunking of what the 3D masses are claiming is our reality. I'm not getting into any of the fake news or any of that noise. This is prior to all of that really becoming a thing in 2016 and onward, particularly in the States. I'm talking about recognizing our power in our choices and that we're creating our reality from the back of the house consciousness. And the more we clear out that back of the house consciousness and flush it to the frontal lobe or the front of the house consciousness, the stronger our emanation is, the stronger our capacities to manifest are, the more clear our guidance is, and the more courage we have to follow our guidance, and the more on our path and the connected to the divine and bring down the light we are. So on that note, you're going to hear from some people tonight that are, and I really want to make this abundantly clear, whilst it can seem like they're testimonials for working with me, that is not the intention. So the way to frame and perceive is hearing what people have found out beyond what they thought was possible, what has actually become possible now. I have stood out under that night sky since 2010, asking for guidance as a thought leader leading into these new times. What else do I need to know to lead? Before I even knew I was leading, what else do I need to know about these times? Some of you know about my past with the 2.5-year weekly Voice America radio show I was asked to do, interviewing experts about 2012, and what I learned and what I've been voicing ever since. Yeah. So we are in absolutely unique times. My second and third books are written mostly on this. Humanity's Awakening Times, most of you know, but it's also considered our greatest evolutionary leap. And so we're right at the midpoint from 2012 to 2032, where it's the 10 years of the purging and the clearing and the rattling and the truth coming up to the surface is completed for the most part. And now it's the creation, and that's what we use our fifth chakra for, our choice is for. So the more mindful and the more present we are, the less blockages, old storylines, old karma, old contracts, old imprints, influencing from conditioning, old beliefs, old contracts, etc., that you'll hear in the clearings I will do tonight with you on the collective, and the noise about inflation and the price raises and the worries about money and the lack. The more clear we are of those, the more we're actually making choices that are for the new paradigm, which is innately separate from what this 3D reality is saying. So I'm going to call upon one of my longest term vibrational upgrade practitioners, Miss Shelley Woodcock. Shelley, will you raise your hand or just simply take yourself off mute? So the list is too long. I'm having a...
I am here.
Thanks, love. Feel free to come in on video too.
Let's see if it'll work. There we are.
Here you are. Hi, beauty.
Hello.
So Shelley's been with me for how many years, Shelley?
Oh my gosh. I think we're going on 5, aren't we?
I in this moment right now, I need you to tell me that concrete.
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, over 4 years.
Okay, so you started with, why don't you take over?
Started with what, vibrational upgrade? I mean, for magic manifestation and money flow. Yes, yes. So before I joined Magic Manifestation and Money Flow, and what my struggles were, and why I started working with Dr. Ellison, is I was in a business that was not thriving and really struggling with that business, and putting a lot of hours in, more effort, thinking I would get better results, and burning myself out. I had a lot of stress due to money issues because my business was struggling. And because of all that stress, I had a lot of physical ailments, depression. So yeah, it was a scary time for me. But I knew deep down that there I knew there's something more for me. This was not it. I knew that I wanted more joy in my life because I lost the joy, happiness, finances, money flow. And so I just kind of put it out there that I was, I need help, I need guidance. And that's when Dr. Allison entered my life, because I feel like it was like she was answering the call, as I hear that a lot when I talk to people. And so, yeah, I'm so grateful that I started working with you and 3M. And so, yeah, I joined Magic Manifestation and Money Flow, and that was, something that was outside of my comfort zone at the time. I had never joined a program at that point. I had never invested money into my growth, so it was definitely outside of my comfort zone. And yeah, I really thought that, it just at the time when I started working with her, it wasn't to become a vibrational upgrade practitioner by any means. I just wanted to work on myself. That was the goal. But I was inspired to do so because I saw that the system worked, and the results that I got, and through my own journey, it just inspired me to continue on. And I like how Dr. Allison makes you go through 3M in order. And then if you're invited to practice or train under her for vibrational upgrade, because you do get to experience those, the healing process, and you're that more empowered when you're talking with your clients and you're out there treating people, you can relate to them because you know exactly what they're going through. So, yeah.
So what was the biggest block you realized you had while you're in 3M that you weren't aware you had the pattern?
Was I aware? I mean, I was most certainly in a lack mentality mindset, and did not see like right now I could see the abundance out there, and I know that there's enough for everybody. And that just was not on my radar at all.
Stubbornly not.
No. So yeah, today is just, life is most definitely different, and exciting and free. And I found my joy back, and I'm in a beautiful job that I absolutely love. And the money is flowing, and I have different revenue streams, one being a vibrational upgrade practitioner. And yeah, I mean, it's completely different. And like I said, that the biggest takeaway for me was from that lack mentality mindset to, I mean, that was one of the bigger ones. There was a lot. Wasn't there?
All right, so let's talk for a second about your voice.
Yeah, speaking up. Oh yeah, definitely. Speaking up, setting boundaries. I was hiding. I didn't feel like I had the right to speak. That's something that stems from my childhood that I wasn't aware of. I just, consider myself to be a shy person.
And the conditioning for the feminine.
Yep. Yeah. Asking for more, asking for what I want. Yeah.
So is it accurate to say you feel freer in a way that, and please don't let me lead you, rephrase it. Is it accurate to say some version of you are freer today in a way that you knew there was more, but you didn't know you could be this free? Is that accurate?
That's accurate. And lighter and ease, the ease with which things are falling into place is just phenomenal. Yeah.
Hey, so what's one last question? What's one of the coolest surprises you've had with the results you've gotten with your clients?
Oh gosh, so many of them. Feedback I've gotten, from people who have experienced sessions with other people versus then coming to me, is just how different the energy feels. And the just seeing the quick results that they get, or the ease that they have on whatever it is they're coming, to me to work on. And surprise how natural it felt to treat people.
Yeah.
That really surprised me.
Yeah. Thank you for trusting me on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, lovely. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you
Okay.
for this beautiful time with us. And please
Yes.
note you all the ease, her emphasizing not only the coming out of the lack, but how easy things happen. You're going to hear this. This is a great part why we're doing this tonight, so that you can see what else is possible, because our ego minds, the majority, are so focused on, I know it can be better, but damn it. And then you go down into the challenge or the worries or the problems of the day or the stresses. So there is an overall easy flow that is attainable, and you're going to hear it in a pattern repeated. So Shelley, feel awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's my honor. Thank you. Hey, so I want to ask if Diane's there.
Diane is here.
Hey, lovely.
Hi, Allison. There I am.
Hi, Diane.
Hi.
So Diane's currently a vibrational upgrade practitioner building her business, and she started in magic manifestation and money flow. And take it away, lovely.
Oh boy, yes, I did start in magic money flow. It was magic doesn't even begin to express what actually happens. It's transformative. I've been in other programs on like Shelley. I was trying everything. They worked, but they weren't everlasting. This one, I haven't lost focus. It continues to challenge me. It continues to show me what is possible, and it continues to get better and better. So all that money I spent on all my other programs that are sitting in a box now, I wish I would have found this one first. It would have changed so much in my life. I have a business, and I have the business with my sister, and this business, thank God Allison has been with us, and as we always say, she's got our back. Um, During the past few years, it was extremely challenging. It was an assisted living facility. We were responsible for the lives and the health and safety of so many people. We we came through pretty much unscathed with the way that we learn to think, of what is possible, and that there's nothing wrong here. And with that, we also realized that we began to work a lot harder than we needed to. And I started to get very sick. And I lost a lot of weight, and I couldn't get footing in what I needed. And I turned to Dr. Allison, and she guided me through some really difficult times. And it got to the point that I really thought the business was going to kill me. It got that bad. And we all decided that we needed to get out of this business. Once we made that decision, it happened within weeks. I mean, we put a date as a deadline. We want to be done with this by such and such a date. And we just stayed positive and knew that this is exactly what would happen.
But you were able to stay positive because of applying the tools, and I was getting you back with the energy medicine. Let's be clear.
Absolutely, yes. It wasn't just because we decided. It's because of the tools that we were taught, and we applied them every day, and it was not a difficult thing to do. It closed. We started a brand new business. The 40 pounds that I've lost, I have gained some back, and I'm much healthier. I had a heart problem when this was going on, and the heart problem is subsiding. These are things that never would have happened. And I could go as far as I was on antidepressants. I'm not on antidepressants anymore. No, I am amazed every single day when I get up and say, what can I do in my life today to make it better, to make it more filled with grace and ease and joy? And every day the universe will show me exactly what that is. And as far as being, a vibrational upgrade practitioner, my business is just, it's beyond flourishing. It is The other day I told Allison, I said, wow, I haven't had a client, a new client in about 2 weeks. Am I going to go through a dry spell? And I immediately changed my thought process. And I said, no, that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to get a new one, and it'll be today. And sure enough, with just the change of the thought process and doing and using the tools, I
And
got
me
a
flowing energy medicine to
boy,
you.
let me tell you, that energy medicine, there are days it's like, whoo, takes my breath away. And just, it always will surprise me. I will never take for granted what that energy that Allison can give you, what it'll do for you. I never take that for granted. Um, it will surprise me every single day. I don't ever think that, oh well, she just has my back or she's flowing that energy. No, it's it will always be a surprise to me, and I will
And it
always
helps
be,
you stay elevated, right, Diane?
oh my gosh, does it? And that's the reason that I can be off of these antidepressants. I mean, the antidepressants I was on for over 20 years. I mean, I didn't think I could cope. But what I realized was I was not coping on them. I was medicated. And now I don't need to cope because I have the energy and I have the tools to make it all better. And I
And the
mean,
courage to keep choosing it, Diane.
oh my gosh, yes, yes.
Cojones of steel, my sister.
I've never looked back and thought, oh my gosh, maybe I need to go back on that medication again because it's too much for me to handle. No, I don't ever need to go back on that. I don't need to.
No, instead you said, Allison, my mind is like this. My thoughts are like this. Help me, please.
Yeah.
And I responded in such a way from knowing how the neurology, you can read it in my first book, What If There's Nothing Wrong? The neurology and the wiring that happens as a result of those kinds of medications, it takes a while to come off of. And you want to make sure you're doing it with a doctor, not just me. And I've had a lot of people come through Magic Manifestation and Money Flow, and even some end up in the mastermind. And Diane's one of them, who surprised me with the news that they were on antidepressants and that they had taken themselves off of it with the work that they were doing with me. So
And I
yeah,
did do it with my doctors. They
yes, you
did
did.
know. I
Yes, you
absolutely
did.
did do it. But I just felt so comfortable and I felt safe
And you
being
have
in the
cojones of steel because you have courage to choose for yourself
yeah,
instead of keep
yeah,
letting life suppress you, where you're supposed to care for other people and that's all you're here to do. And you're supposed to overgive and overlove because that's all you're here to do. What about you receiving
yeah.
love? What about you receiving money with more ease? What about you receiving support? Yeah, so this has been, and Diane gets phenomenal. Not only is her business flourishing, she doesn't have to say much to market it. She just has like clients coming out of the woodwork, and then the rave reviews they give her for her work afterwards. I know, and Diane's heard this, so please forgive me. And I know that whenever I've trained a group of people, I've become aware afterwards, following their results, the ones who practice, it surprises me to the point that I finally came to understand that I've known I get results that are atypical, but it comes down to the attunements when I'm attuning other people, and it shows up in the strength of their practice. And it's an honor. It's an absolute honor to then have a group of people want to bring down more light and successfully do it, and have other people have an easier time and not necessarily think they're doomed to be on medication for the rest of their lives, or doomed to think negatively, or doomed to never manifest what their heart's asking them to manifest. I mean, it's just, that's what it is, a time that is intense and yet laden with auspiciousness and opportunities. And it's just we are attuning to the possibilities and coming off of the attunement to the struggle, the problems, the challenges, blah, blah, blah. And she has done exactly that with her orientation and her focus under my guidance. And she's listened, she's asked questions, she's applied the tools, she's received, she's asked when she's needed. And it just has been a beautiful process to escort this lovely woman through, said in a nutshell.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having my back. It's, you know what, the other thing I wanted to say is, like, some programs, they get to the point that you lose interest because they get hard, because they're not working. Not here. Never,
I just keep
never.
upping the ante as you keep improving. I keep, yeah.
This is not one that I lose interest. I don't get bored. I don't get tired of it. It's never the same. It's always new and challenging, and it just betters me.
Hey, what do you mean when you say challenging? That it just betters you, not like it's a lot of painful work and
No, I
difficulty?
won't say there were days that it was like I was angry and I was angry at you, and it's like, why are you making me do this? But the thing that I always remembered and the things that you always told us was that, but it's going to be better. I mean, and that's what I looked forward to. It's like, okay, if it's this way now, oh, wow, think how much better it's going to be tomorrow or even in 5 minutes. I mean, it can be that quick of a change sometimes. It's like flip it over and it's like, I feel it. I feel that difference. And that's been when you have our back and we reach out for assistance or help, you're there. I mean, it's not like the other programs that the person is like out of reach. They're, yes, it's their program, but they're out of reach. I feel you're right in my pocket at all times. I mean, if I need you, you're there. It's I've never experienced, yeah, I've never experienced that in any program. And like I said, I've had at least a half a dozen, and if I named them, everyone would recognize them.
Okay, now I want to say thank you, but I want to let, this is feeling a little bit like a testimonial for me, and I want, thank you, but I want to have it be more, you guys, you're tuning in, and by the way, to the possibilities. And Diane, you did perfectly. Please don't take that as any kind of criticism. I'm just being overly cautious about, I really want you guys to hear the possibilities. Who the heck is Entelechi? I love your comments. You're spelling your name Entelechy. If you guys can open the chat and read his or her comments, they're hilarious. So thank you for Diane. How does it get any better than this? And what would it take for today to be better than yesterday and to be greater than yesterday? Here we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's get your sister to come on.
Yeah, she's in the other room. I'm sure she's right there.
Okay.
Thank
Miss
you.
Marilyn. I hear her.
Coming. Gotta figure out the buttons.
You have to figure out squat. It's right there for you.
I sit here and punch them and they don't do anything. I know where they are. Yeah, I'm the sister.
You started with Magic Manifestation and Money Flow, and your reactions in that program were really interesting. Could you speak about those, please, my dear? Your feet, your
Yeah.
legs.
Actually, let me back up a little bit because I actually started with your 3 monthly calls, as I was quite skeptical of you because I have been through so many so many other expensive programs that you know, you're going to learn all about the law of attraction and you know, it's going to work, and none of them ever really worked. They were basically all the same, and I spent a lot of money on them. We spent a lot of money on them, and they never worked. And so I started with your free monthly calls, quite skeptical, and you started answering a lot of the questions that I had about law of attraction, and that made sense. It's like my logical brain needed some logic to how LOA worked, and you provided a lot of those answers. And I thought, okay, this one may be the ticket, and I am so glad it did. So then I joined Magic Manifestation and Money Flow, and it was the ticket. I learned a lot. I learned about the missing links that I had been missing in all the other programs, and started making headway. I started discovering about myself and what I needed to change in order to make the famous LOA work. I discovered basically I was a workaholic. And
didn't know that already.
Yeah. Felt like I was a workaholic, and basically that was causing a lot of my problems. I mean, life revolved around work and not joy and ease. Yeah, not joy and ease. And you helped guide me away from the workaholic syndrome and into more of a life of joy and ease. And like Diane said, we were in a business with, well, assisted living that was extremely challenging. First several years were fine, but then it got very challenging through COVID. You helped us through that. closed just recently. Within the last couple of months, we've closed. We do have another business that we're working on starting. And oh my, you don't know this, Allison.
What happened? Update.
Okay, I mean, there's all these stand command and demand that you talk about and you teach us.
Yep.
And the day before yesterday, I did that, and Diane did too, that we're ready for somebody else to come in and help us with this new business. There's some areas that we were unclear on how to move forward, and that we needed some professional people to help us, not just mentor us, but professional people to help us within the Veterans Association. Within 24 hours, we had made contact with what I think are going to be the ideal people. We think they're going to be the ideal people. We've met a VA case manager.
Excellent.
And a
Excellent.
behavioral health specialist.
Excellent.
Their boyfriend and girlfriend. They have a dream of making the system different. They have a model more along the lines of the model that we are wanting to do with veterans. Never heard of anybody else having a similar model like we do.
And they're local.
Do. Yes, they're local, right up the street.
Wow.
Local. We spent the evening with them last night. We were all so excited about it. They have been working on a grant. They have the grant all ready to submit. But they were also kind of holding off on that, looking for somebody that had buildings, which that's us.
That's you.
And we were looking for somebody with expertise. They were looking for somebody that had the buildings. So we were very excited about it. They have grants that are all written and ready to submit. They said she'd just have to make a few minor changes and she should be able to submit them in the very near future. Here's the kicker.
Tell her.
Yeah, the grants are between $1 and $2 million each that she's applying for, and feels very confident that we should get those before Christmas. And Diane and I said, you don't know how we manifest things. It's going to be long before Christmas that
you need to do what you know you need to do and put it in the mastermind Facebook group for me, please.
Yes, I will. But this was late last night. They came over about 8:30 and they didn't leave till midnight.
So let me just interrupt for a moment, please, because I want you guys to not get just, interested in that $1 million grant, two of them, because I have helped people get $1 million grants. You can see the testimonials on my website, like within the first week, one of them of working with me in magic manifestation and money flow. But what I want to draw your attention to is the ease. They needed, and these other people needed, and bam, they found each other within 24 hours of starting to ask for it. This is what I'm used to, and this is what I bring people up to and get people to. And so I just want you to pay attention to where you're struggling, where you're thinking, or you've given up on the LOA, or you barely think it can happen anymore, or you think you're living in a fantasy world, or you've tried it and you've failed with it. So you've gotten down on yourself. You just need to know the right way to do it. And when I say the right way, I mean, you just need to have your system reconfigured in its energy medicine and have a key understanding so that you know how to work with the dynamics and the universal laws, which I went in Asia for 10 years and studied. So with an extremely logical mind as a PhD, which is why people like Marilyn are attracted to my work, and people like the majority of you probably, because the logic is there for the intellect to understand the how, as well as the work behind the scenes with the energy medicine is done on your systems. And then I work with your consciousness through coaching. So you see, and then you apply the tools while you have a higher vibration. So it works.
Yes, it does. And I enjoyed learning about the logical part of it, but that's just my head, not everybody else's.
No, Marilyn, it's not just you, honey. It's majority of the people. Yeah, it's not just you. And I learned the logic of it because I guess how my mind works. So I want to move to the next person. Go ahead and stay here because we're going to do the clearings and activations. If you want, you already received so many of them. Feel free though, post in the mastermind what I need to know to help get you back so that it happens by Labor Day, not Thanksgiving, not Christmas, Labor Day.
No, it will be promised.
All right, love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Such my honor. Who wants to go next? Is this, Janina, do you want to go? I see you're here. Okay.
Yes.
Debbie Chap, Janina is there,
I'm
okay.
here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm not quite sure what to say after following those two, and it feels like the other ones have been working with you a lot longer. I'm just going
What
to
did
be
you come
real.
to me with, Janina? You know, in small description, and what have you broken through and changed, and how is it now?
When I came to Allison, I came on the free call. That's how I found her. I found her on the free call. I found her through Facebook, and I believe it was the first or second call where it just was so profound how I connected with her and connected with the group and immediately felt the energy. There's nothing else like this. I mean, but I like how she gradually integrates you into her program. It's not like, okay, you're in and then just blast you with everything. When you come in, you have to be prepared, because if you have anything that's been like blockages or any kind of traumas or any kind of things that maybe you've tried to work through on your own or with therapy or with other coaches, your life is going to change. And I'm going to be real blunt. It may not always start out looking positive. It's going to be traumatic. It's going to be painful. It's going to be life-changing, humongous.
Well, it depends on what you come in with. Hold on.
But no, I mean, I preface that with saying, if you have things that you tried to deal with before in therapy or other coaches. So
Good.
I worked really hard on myself. I'm a 7-time fitness bodybuilding champion, have a degree in linguistics. I speak 12 languages. I've traveled the world as a young girl. Really, I've always felt like I've always been an overachiever, and that's really operating on the ego. And when you come into Allison's group, the ego mind gets pushed to the back burner and you really grow spiritually. And it's so subtle because you're not really doing it consciously, but it just kind of comes in, and you just have to be open to receive and know that you're worthy. Know that if your spirit and your soul found Allison, it's because you're meant to grow. You're meant to become something greater. And that's all I can say is my life has changed for the positive. My perspective has changed. My attitude has changed.
Indeed.
Yeah. My best friend, Carl Church, who's Comanche Indian, complimented me. He's like, Janina, like, what's up? Like, you're totally different. Like, you know, and it was really a compliment because he's, 15-year recovery kind of guy. And he doesn't pull punches. And even my daughter said, wow, Mom, like, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to keep doing it. And it's been pretty awesome. It's been pretty awesome. It changes your life and for the better. So.
All right, love, why don't you go ahead and then get some rest? It seems like we might need you to have some more rest.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go train people. I don't have any makeup on right now. I was just busy earlier. But no, I got to go train somebody at 5:30 and then I'm going to get my workout in. No, I'm good. All
right, take 2 of your fingers. Everybody do this. Take 2 of your fingers. Put them, this is a Qigong self-massage. Bring them up to your hairline to the top. Come back down. Up to the hairline to the top. Now don't come back down. Just keep going up. And what I want you to be doing is opening the third eye, opening your sinus cavity, and relieving worries. Now, what you can also do after you do this 10 times, this is called a energy pull from Qigong, is you can use both fingers and go out as you're seeing me do. So kind of work like the sun's rays. The temples, the hairline, medium pressure. Remembering your body, remembering your eternal self inside your body. This helps quiet the mind. That's to you and for you, Janina. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Allison. Thank you. Love you.
Love back.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Christy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, can we see your beautiful face? Oh, yay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, take it away.
on my side of the house, I have a little different background than most. I come from the aviation industry, both military and civilian, about over 25 years. So it's quite a bit different than most. But I was in a situation where I was somewhat in a negative spiraling. And I was looking for someone to help me increase my vibration, which is what I knew I needed to do. And I ran across Dr. Allison during one of her interviews. So and I liked what she had to say and her background. And so I chose to sign up with her. And through the work I've done with her in doing all the clearings, clearing of blockages, ego management. Yeah, that's a big one. Still working on it, but yeah.
Means ego mind when she says ego mind.
Yeah. And the fragmentation was a big one too. You helped put that together. So there are many aspects to your work that just kind of help clear the way to connect with your higher self. And
do you feel that now more, Christy?
I do very much so.
Do you feel more connected to that power of yours in that way?
I'm still testing that, but it's coming. Yeah, so far it's been a good journey here, and quite a bit of growth, which I've been excited about. So yeah. Is there any,
if that's what you want to say, that's great.
Yeah, those are the main.
You're good like this. If you were to tune in, let's play and test that intuition of yours and your power. If you were to tune in for a minute and ask what would contribute most to the folks on this call that you could say about your experience, why don't you try that?
I think it's just the growth, the spiritual growth. Which is, it was important to me to go through and continue to go through and grow, and just to kind of find my way forward. And I guess out of this negative spiral, and you've taught me so much to focus on the positive and stay away from that negative stuff. So I have come a long way and able to do that more and more.
Which you cause a exhale for you.
Yeah, and find the joy in life. So I'm excited, and I continue to move forward and enjoy the work.
All right, lovely. Thank you. That was perfectly done. Tuning in and seeing what would contribute most, because not many people speak to that, because that's point blank what it is. It's spiritual growth. It's spiritual growth over the ego mind, the conditioning, the past experiences, and just elevating the real part of you that has the power, and helping to you learning the tools to how to redirect. Well, I get your back with the energy support so you can. And look at you. Go check the, excuse me, I'm gonna lean down. Will you go check the Mastermind Facebook group, because I posted a question for you in there that you'll want to see. It'll make you happy.
Okay.
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 Thank you. Okay, so hey, Claire, some of you might recognize this woman. She used to intro me on all of the free monthly calls that are no longer the case after a decade.
Hello.
Close to the clearings. I hear you, sister. Hi.
I'm glad to be here. Hi, everyone. My gosh, there's a huge crowd, just like those calls.
Yeah.
It's like the old days. Hi, sister.
Hi, lovely.
So yeah, I'm excited to be here. my background with you is a little different.
Indeed.
Because I I've known you for 10 years now. And I've told so many people that I've spoken to on calls that want more information about what vibrational upgrades about, what my story is. So people may know or may not know, but I'll just tell it from a little different angle, like what I was looking for. I was looking for fun and more joy in my life, and my life didn't suck. I mean,
No.
I've got a great family, and it's a decent job, and I just wanted something else. Something was missing, and that's what I was looking for. And that's what I found when I stumbled across you at this metaphysical fair, at a really cool, like, offering that you had. And I just tell people, like, when you hooked me up with the pineal gland and pituitary gland, and like, zoom, I mean, the energy just shot through me. And I was like, this is really different. This is like, wow. Because I had, like Diane said, been seeking and done some of the machine programs. And that was like so disappointing. I couldn't even finish them. I just did give up as well. And I just wasn't interested. It just didn't hold any interest. And also something that Marilyn said was the logic and the depth and the science behind why things are the way they are and how you mesh that all together from everywhere. And it's constantly new. I mean, having known you for so long, I still learn new stuff all the time, and it's fun stuff. I mean,
yeah. I just sound like Woody Woodpecker in a way. Did I not?
you did. You did. But anyway, so I knew I wanted to work with you.
Yeah.
So I did start there.
And we have played together ever since.
Yep, we have.
Do you want to talk about a recent unexpected gain that you made?
Yeah, so I have a day job. It's a decent job. It's with a huge company, and I, the people I work with, the management approached me and were like, hey, do you want to try for this new position? And I was like, well, I kind of like not wanted to bother because I wanted to just kind of work on other things on the side. And I was like, all right, I'll try. And it was so easy. I got the job. So I got a promotion, and I got like a huge increase in pay, like 30%, which wasn't chump change. And
Atypical for your company.
yeah, totally. And it's, I mean, that's amazing.
And she comes and plays on the magic manifestation and money flow calls, mind you. And
yeah, I'm a perpetual student in there.
Perpetual player.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like,
I had been asking for something to shift for Claire.
And I had been asking, and I had told you at the beginning of the year what my goal was, right?
Yeah.
We had talked about that. And that is like part of it. It is like this much of that much. It is like most of it. So yeah.
Yeah, met you and matched you. That's what I do.
Can you see that? Yeah.
We bring it again. What was that?
What, my Mystic Topaz?
Fluoride? Oh, it's Mystic Topaz. The purpley one?
Yeah.
Wow, that's hot.
Thanks, sister.
Do you guys all want to shine to the, this is going to sound kind of funny, but do you guys all want to shine your favorite rings that you're bejeweled with right now? This is how light. Anyone else want to play?
Wait, you missed this Celtic one too. You see that one? How awesome is that?
Celtic knot. Okay, not many people playing with that. All right. Oh wait, here comes somebody.
Not wearing any rings right now.
Oh, it's Kathy. Hi, Kat.
Hey.
Claire.
I'm working and I'm sweaty, so I kept my picture off. But now
Yes,
I'm not wearing any rings.
Okay. So do you want me to come back to you, or did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'll be very
Thank
brief.
you, Sister Claire. Claire.
I didn't mean to cut off Claire. Did I cut off Claire?
Claire, tell her. No, I think she's okay.
She just said no, you're good.
Okay.
Okay.
Hope to speak to more of you later. And I want to see more faces, so show your rings.
I know. Kathy, you just came out of Magic Manifestation and Money Flow into the Mastermind. You're in your first round of the Mastermind. You came in through
media.
how?
Through YouTube, also the free videos, because I didn't do any other programs, but I've been following a lot of people, and many of them were so great, but they just left me in the lurch forever. And I didn't have enough to make anything happen until I saw your videos. And then all of a sudden, Magic Man at 3M, Manifestation and Money Flow, showed up in my YouTube. And I'm going to tell you, I never signed up for things. I was unemployed, first of all. And I just never signed up for things like that. But I just knew, because the free energy that you gave was so powerful, and your laugh was just hilarious. And the Woody Woodpecker one, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a new one, wasn't it?
It was a new one. And so I joined that one. And I'll tell you, my ego gave me a hard time for that one. And then the first call was amazing. Like, your message to me from my higher self was that, thank you for doing this. This is the best thing I could do. And then I just knew it. I knew it was true, because I didn't do things like that for myself. I mean, I did like a little here and there, but never sign up for a big program. And then it just went really well. And the last couple of days, I've been having some bad energy. I don't know if it's too much coming up.
This
I've been
moon's
feeling a
intense.
little-
Listen to the full moon sacred activations. Have you done it yet?
I just saw it before getting on here. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
thank God.
Use them.
And then
It'll make
just the
sense.
call. Well, listening to everybody's testimonial, mine, like, I did a little bit of what each person did, but in a very small way. And I already just feel so much better. Like, I'm not even a crier, and I just feel like I'm gonna cry right now.
It's okay.
I feel really, because I've been really just heavy. And now, I don't know, you guys lightened me up.
It's the nature of the game.
Yep.
All right, love. So let
So
that
I'm
be.
just
what
a
you
way
said.
beginner. Sorry, guys. I don't
No,
have
it's-
as much as they do.
But Kathy, you have had shifts. You've had, I can think of two major ones where you've been like, I'm starting to see stuff come together, and I'm starting to be nicer to myself, my self-talk. I'm not saying it the right way.
Oh, yeah, there were so many good things, and that was what I had intended to come on and say. But then I just felt so crummy the last couple of days, and then I got all teary-eyed, and I just felt like saying that part. Oh, but yes. I went out on a couple of dates where it was just crummy, and I didn't want to have to be like, please don't call me. So guess what? They didn't call me. I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
The
stuff has
old
been
me would have
taking
been
care
like,
of
why the
itself.
hell didn't that loser call me? I was
You've-
going to not call him.
And you've also said too, that you've been seeing yourself not be so triggered, like with your brother, you were able to hold your boundaries and not take on his suffering in the way that you once were not able to
Yes,
do.
I'm playing the observer way better since joining the programs with you.
All right, so let's do
Playing
this.
the observer.
Kathy, let's do this. You tune in. Let's play with your intuition. And let's
Okay.
ask your guidance, your team, your observer. What is it that would contribute most to the people on this call, if you were to speak to or speak about from your own process with me? What comes?
Well, the biggest one, I don't even know if I told you this, because I didn't even realize it at first. But before the 3M, but after I had paid for the 3M is when I sold my house.
But you had already been working with me in that 14-day immersion too.
No, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. I meant the 14-day
Immersion.
immersion. Because my first call with you guys, I was in the truck with the snow loading boxes.
Yes. But I didn't know it wasn't until after you had signed up for that. Kathy, that's such an important point.
I went back and checked.
Did you?
'cause yeah.
So can
maybe
I
it's
It's
sorry.
important because it happens a lot when people sign up in 3M, especially because it's a bigger investment than the immersions. And I only have offered 2 immersions. I have seen, many of you have heard me, I don't want to go into the example, but I have seen that there's something catalyzed in your system when you invest, you put down money, you commit, and by doing so say, I will have more. The universe hears
Yeah.
you.
And it's more, you also were sending us energy from the day we signed up, and you
Yeah,
gave
it
us
was.
some not beginner, but preemptive, I don't know,
They
energy.
started accumulating as soon as possible. As soon as you signed up, bam, started. Yeah.
And then I got the offer went through my house. And then, okay, so there's that. But there have been a lot of synchronicities. The big picture is so much better than the way I sound right now because I'm just tired. It's been a rough couple days. But I've been, I feel it. When I do the clearings, I can feel the energy when you say you're doing energy at a certain time. I totally feel that. Or I find out the next day, yep, she was.
Yeah. So the crow's going off here, by the way. So why don't you go listen to the full moon sacred activations, and let's get you over the hump, because this was one of the most intense, if not the most intense full moon I've experienced in a really long time. You'll hear it in the clearing. Yeah.
And I don't anticipate that. I never anticipate it's going to be hard. I anticipate what can I intend, or what great, I don't know, honey jar can I make or something. So it's not, I didn't bring this on myself per se.
No, honey, you're in a program that's clearing you. That's
Right,
intentional.
but the old me would have been like, oh God, here comes this moon. It's going to be rough. And I didn't even do that at all. And that's another change that's happened here.
Which is excellent. So what I want to do is help you feel lighter sooner. So go listen to those activations, because you will. Thank you. Goodbye.
Will do. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to work on my communicating skills too. But no, thank you very much.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, Veronica, come on and play. Let's hear from Veronica.
Hey there.
Hi.
How are you?
Happy to see your smiling face. How are you?
You good? You look lovely as ever.
You as well. The crow is going off. Can you hear it?
No, but I believe you.
So Veronica, tell us your story, because you're a little bit different too than others. And so some people might relate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. I'm totally electrical engineer, IT security, IT audit, project program manager. Yeah. So this was, but I've also spent an equal amount of time it's on the spiritual path. And so I've been meditating since, oh my goodness. Okay, let's just say it was 1975-ish.
That's longer than I've been meditating.
I'm older than you, Holly. Anyway, so yeah, and much more intense. So I will say that I started on the free monthly calls for about a year. And then I went into Activate Your Magic, and then I went into 3M. And what was remarkable about the whole program is that it really did help me in a number of areas, because I had a very intense spiritual teacher who passed away and many years ago. And so there was kind of a void in my life, but I never felt like I needed to fill that void. It's not something that I ever thought I'd replicate. But what's amazing about this program is that it was I was able to do it in the steps in my own time. And I didn't ever feel rushed or pressured. And my heart healed. And I have started fostering.
Lovely to see and help with, because this woman's heart is beautiful.
Thank you. So I started fostering dogs in November, and I had bad dog karma that I was blaming myself for a long time. And so I started fostering dogs, and now I feel I can take on owning a dog, once I find the right dog. But it's that kind of thing that it was so easy. Again, it's one of the things that really helped. I would say that I took some notes. So if you see me, my eyes going over to the left, or your right, or whatever it is. So I feel much more calm, much more self-accepting, and also trust. I had lost my ability to trust myself when I was 16 years old. And I could go into a long-winded explanation of why that is, but just suffice it to say that I had lost my ability to trust. And
For a really, 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 really brutal trauma. Let me just say that.
Yeah, it was not fun. Excuse me, that's my embarrassed way of deflecting. So thank you. Yes, it was. Yeah, it's not
Wasn't
something I
fun.
talk
I don't
about
think
in
you
polite
just
company.
deflected. I think you just said a truth.
Yeah, it's I don't talk about it in polite company, as they say. So, but that said, but it's interesting because I'm able to talk about it to people who need to hear it, and I'm able to help people who've
Oh,
gone
look how
through
much lighter
something
you are. Look
similar.
at you. No kidding.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, there was
Wow.
a man who went through something similar, but at a much younger age, and I was able to. He's able to speak to men's group about it now, and so yeah, it's he's helping other people. So yeah, it's remarkable. It's fun. I mean, and the good thing is that I heard an expression once: you never get over it, but you get on with it. And using, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's that whole concept of once I stopped being so triggered by and able to trust myself, then I was able to proceed with, okay, then what's next? What else is possible? So, okay. I also put a limit on what I would accept was acceptable behavior at work,
Yeah.
because I was letting my boss and my coworkers, who were rather patriarchal, that's a nice way of putting it, um, dump on me. And I was just able to, in multiple occasions, just able to endure it. And number one, I stopped enduring it,
Yes, you
and
did.
I started putting up a boundary,
Yes, you
and
did.
and yeah, and it was an energetic boundary that it would just kind of deflect off. And then I got out of that job, which was well paying, and got into another job, which is even more well paying. Thank you. And I would say that um, the nice thing about it is that I'll touch on something else in a moment. I'll segue, but I will say that I'm in a job that is not difficult, that is not taking every ounce of my life force. Because for years I've prided myself on being that workhorse and being able to carry 4 people on my shoulders and smile while doing it. And I
Guys,
don't have
hearing
to
a
do
theme
that.
here?
I don't have to do that anymore. And I'm going like,
No.
yeah. And there's definitely an adjustment, because I'm feeling like, well, I'm not worth the money that I'm being paid, or maybe I should be looking for another job that's harder.
Yeah. I remember you doing that as you were transitioning. Like, can I really have this? This can't really. I mean, aren't I supposed to be? Yeah.
So yeah, no,
That's supposed to be this
so
easy.
no, so I hate to say I love my boss, I love my team, I'm still learning things, and I'm also able to spend a lot of extra time and energy on other areas of my life. So I will say that,
Hey.
yeah, 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 and sleeping and fostering dogs and taking walks, 4 or 5 times a day, and yeah,
Wow.
yeah, not long walks, but still, dog walks.
Outside, not in
So
front of the desk or the computer.
yeah, exactly. Getting up and getting on, and bought myself a standing desk, and all the things that I needed. Yeah, the things to do for my health. And so I will segue on to the coaching aspect, which is I was able to see and hear people that I was working with, because coaching is not my normal profession, right?
You scratch
It's
your
kind of,
throat.
yeah, worker bee. Yeah. And so I moved over to coaching, which is more along the lines for me. And my style of coaching is listening, staying calm, regardless of what they say, waiting and asking questions and allowing them to find the answers for themselves.
Mhm.
And and the activations and the training that you gave us along the lines of 3M really did dovetail nicely. And I will say, I'm still working on myself every single day
Good.
and am finding even more peace, which is really what I've wanted ever since I can remember being conscious, was peace of mind. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. So you just heard peace of mind, work-life balance, raise, promotion, new job, easier, as just some of the improvements that Veronica received. So
Yeah.
what else is possible? Thank you, Veronica, for the notes you took, for the quality with which you approached this. God bless you, sister.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
All right, so one more, I think it needs to be Terry. Yeah? And if I'm leaving somebody out, please don't feel offended, but I want to move into the clearings and activation soon too. Hold on one second. Laura, you're talking about the moon manifestation audio. You have to be, Laura, you're in 3M. That's not for people in 3M. The masterminders, I get that. It's people who are in Activate Your Magic. So what you can, hold on, Laura, I'm tuning in because I'm going to guide you to the appropriate and best. It does explain why you didn't find it. Let me tune in to see which is the best of the free gifts for you to use right now. So Laura, you're in, is it week 2 or week 3? Regardless, you have the heart chakra one already. So listen to the heart chakra MP3. That's not part of the free gifts one. And then over in the free gifts, there's one for receiving. Laura, use the one for receiving. We're taking you out of that, workhorse going at it mentality and bringing in more of the pacing and the softness and the softening. So heart chakra MP3 root, and then, pardon me, not root, the receiving one. But then there's a second free gift for the third, I'm telling you right now, to listen to under this full moon's energies. It's the one that is stepping up and speaking up and asking for more. I don't know what you're talking about, Randy, with the kunzite. So those are the 3 for you, Laura. Does that help? Good, Courtney. I'm glad that you're hearing so many different ones. Good, Laura. Courtney, your name's new to me. Courtney Wilkerson, Kathy and Veronica's testimonials really resonate with me. Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about, anyway, I won't go into it. I'm really glad to hear that. Thanks for the feedback. And let's have Terry come on.
Hi. Here's a ring.
Oh, yay. That's your moonstone one. You got in Glastonbury, right? Oh, no.
Yeah.
You're freezing a little bit there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Terry, how are you, my dear?
I am doing well. Thank you.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
So take it away. You started in Magic Manifestation Money Flow, but I don't know how you found me. I don't even remember at this point.
Well, I don't know either. No, I'm sure I'm sure I heard a talk by you and I got on your email list, and then just who knows how long I had been on that list. And all of a sudden your Thursday night call popped out. I'm like, oh, I'm going to join that. And then I got on the Open the Drawbridge call, and that's how I got here. It was about, I think it's 4 years ago. I think it was July of 2018. Yeah.
Magic Manifestation and Money Flow was just where you started. Terry's now an active vibrational upgrade practitioner. She lives in Michigan. And what do you feel like what you were struggling with before you joined? Let's get some mountaintop perspective at this point.
Yeah. So it was really a lot of just boredom, mild depression, kind of blondness, just feeling like stuck. Like, why am I even here? Nothing's happening that I wanted to happen. So that was kind of the state I was in, just real kind of heavy and closed down.
Great to see.
Yeah.
So what was the first breakthrough you remember having?
I think the first breakthrough is when I realized, working with you in the 3M is just the light bulb moment that, wow, I can have joy anytime I want, and it comes from within, I can have joy. I don't have to wait for something to happen or certain things to, be in my life to have joy. Joy is mine. It's my birthright, and I can have it just like that. And yeah, so that was a big one. Which then, of course, raises my vibration, which opens me up to be able to manifest what I desire. So.
Oh, you can hear the vibrational upgrade practitioner in there giving workshops, the teacher. I'm not the only one saying it, yes. But Terry, I love what you said, because sometimes people can feel like, I had so many of those people like,
I'm freezing a little bit, sorry.
It's okay, you are, but it was still catching what you're saying. I had so many people around like 2013, 14, and 15 feeling the way that you did, like, blasé, gray cloud over them, not as alive, vibrant. So some people, or the majority of people, think that that's the norm because so many other people are living that way. You were smart enough, and so these other people I'm talking about, other clients, to say, wait a minute, something's off here. I know there's more. Help me get to it. So that's an important message. And that's actually what you lead with for your workshop. There's so much more. That's actually what you lead with for your workshop.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's a great message, and it's important because so many people are living in a state that they're accepting status quo, settling, and there's so much more possible.
Yeah. I'll say another surprise too is working with you and then being invited into Mastermind. By the way, I'm a physical therapist, and I knew that I was in healing, and I just had this knowing, like, there's something else out there. And I would hear, I meant to heal body, mind, spirit. And so entering into the 3M, I had no idea, that through that I'd be invited into Mastermind, becoming a vibrational upgrade practitioner. And that is just the way to heal body, mind, spirit. And so that was just what I was looking for. That was the missing piece. And not only that, I had no desire ever to have my own business, not even an inkling of a thought. And
Nope.
So that was a surprise that now I have I'm building my own energy medicine business. So yeah.
And what's the next manifestation we're going for you? Not only letting yourself buy a new car, which you did like what, a year and a half ago, which you never would have done before.
A year and 2 months ago.
A year and 2 months ago.
That's right.
Now we're going for the new house.
Yeah, right.
Really living on the cutting edge of the possibilities. She's a great example. So is Diane, so is Marilyn, and so is Shelley. Really having learned, staying with me long enough to learn to embody the energy, to get to that higher vibration, to sustain it, and then live from the tools of anything's kind of possible here. Let's see. It's really fun. So Terry, thank you for your beautiful smile and self being here tonight, considering what is going on in other parts of your life. Blessings to you. And
You're welcome.
I want to suggest that we take, wait a minute, Carol, I feel ya. One more, and then we're going to go into the clearings. Carol, do you want to come on, Louie? I'm glad to see you're here. Lisa, by the way, I'm glad to see you're here. Carol.
Can you hear me?
Hey, there you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi there, beautiful Dr. Allison.
Hi there,
I
lovely
love your
Carol.
smile and I love your laugh. You have the most amazing smile and the most amazing laugh that's filled with all this beautiful, loving, heart-centered energy that you give so much to the community that you work with in this world, that you are this amazing woman who transforms lives. And I can't say that with more love and compassion, because that's who you are. And
thank you.
I'm so grateful for that, so honored to have met you and to have worked with you and been in the presence of you. been able to work through the healing and the transformation that you helped create in my life. It was amazing, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter.
So Carol, specifically, what did you come? Thank you for that beauty. Thank you for that.
Well,
Well-
if you were, you're so welcome. You're so deserving. You're such a giver. You are never in your ego, and you're always there, wanting to give, and it's just amazing. You are just this amazing woman. I'm just so grateful that you're here for us, and the support that you give and the love is unbelievable. If you remember how we got connected, it was an interesting story. I was on that new journey. I think it was back in spring of 17, and I was on a quest to get a new job, make more money, start a new business, do all that stuff. And I'm a believer in divine guidance, and I am into intuition and all that. And I asked Archangel Michael for guidance because I needed a great mentor. I needed a great mentor to partner with to help me move through and up all my new beginnings. And I got guided to your free call. It was the first time ever I called in, and you chose me. And we had the most amazing conversation. And from that moment, I knew
connection.
It was like an amazing connection. I felt the vibration in my body. I mean, it was like I felt such a connection to you, and I still do. I mean, I still do. We have this amazing connection. And from that moment, I knew that you were the right mentor for me, that you were guided to me spiritually, divinely, and that you were going to help me work through the past, the present, and the future, and to, begin to access my higher self and my spiritual side, and, be my great mentor as a partner. And that's what you did, and that's what you do. Divine relationships begin with you.
Thank you.
You want to ask me something?
I do, but I don't want to stop you because you're
Go
flowing.
ahead.
Beauty that
I know I'm flowing, because when I'm in the flow, I'm in the flow. And it's, you bring that out in me, and it's like, and it's such a great energy. I mean, when you called on me that night, I was like so thrilled, but I intuitively knew you were going to call on me.
Yeah, you did.
And it was just amazing. And you are the greatest transformer I've ever met. And I did some coaching with the Tony Robbins Institute, and I think they're wonderful, and I think they're great. But there's no one that can transform a life from paper to gold like you. No one. And
so you were in a mayoral campaign. You were wanting to write a book. Why don't we talk about the materialization?
Yeah. I mean, you supply great tools, incredible support. You help co-create what's possible. You see in us that feminine warrior that helps us see the warrior princess in ourselves. It's like, because we get blocked. I mean, women, we take on multitasking, and we're always saying yes, 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 and we're always doing for others, and we're not taking care of ourselves. And you help get us back and be grounded and balanced, and get in that space where it's okay to be who you are, and to be in your truth, and to radiate like that. And I've never met anyone that helps do that. I mean, I set out to work on getting a new job and getting a higher salary, and I started the process before I met you. But let me tell you, the process catapulted when we got together, and I was able to get that new job, and at a salary that was amazing.
You rocked it.
I did. And it was all with, your loving support. I mean, I went into MMM, and you graduated me with such an honor. You upgraded me to the vibrational upgrade. And it was just such an honor to be there with those girls and with you, and to work through this stuff, and to be there and to celebrate all the wins and all the accomplishments and all the things that we're able to overcome individually and together.
Carol, can I say this for a minute, please?
Yeah.
What she's talking about is along the lines of what we're doing right now, where we're celebrating the wins of others, but you're hearing what else is possible. I don't mean to point out the obvious, but I do. Okay, keep going, Carol. Thank you.
It is, because you make us see that anything is possible. If you believe, if you do the work, You know, if you receive the challenges that you give us and you don't view them as negative, but you view them as positive accomplishments, you know, to push through. I mean, you give us so much to work with, and you're there to support us every step of the way. And I've never felt criticized by you or put down by you. All I felt is energized, supported, and loved by you, that you wanted the best and the highest for me. You wanted me to be in my highest vibration. You wanted me to accomplish all my dreams. You want me to get there and do that. And you were there to support me all along the way. And I did that, you know, with you. I never felt more grounded, balanced, and loved and successful than I did when I was with you in that program. I went through cancer with you, fearless. I didn't have any pain.
And
You
it's
know,
never
I didn't
returned.
take the meds. You know, it's never returned. I'm in 5 years. You know, I mean,
Yep.
you know, I was published as an author with you. I got another book deal. I mean, it was like I was soaring. I started my new business. I was launching it. You know, I soft launched it. I was hard launching it. You know, and it's like it was just amazing. And it's like that energy that you bring. And
Here you're
you're
talking about ease, Carol, too.
Oh, ease. It's like with you make us flow with ease and grace and joy and glory, and you help us to see that that's possible, and that's possible for every day. That's possible to believe that's possible, you know, to believe into the intuition. Synchronicities came. I mean, I had synchronicities, but never did I have synchronicities until I met you. And ever since I met you,
Thank you, Carol.
I
I tried
have
to
had
communicate that.
synchronicities, and they haven't stopped. I've had 5 years of synchronicities. You know,
So Carol,
synchronicities.
somebody's telling, Laura is offering that you're inspiring her so much. You speak so beautifully. She's had in tears. So I want you to know that.
Oh, well,
I'm also looking at the time, and I know that Paige, are you okay if I don't call on you? Because I saw how you loving Carol. Thank you. I am going to segue out because I want to, this is meant to be 90 minutes, and I want to keep hearing your flow. I really do, but I'm going to stop the flow for
okay.
you speaking this right now, but the flow continues.
It does.
Always. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Allison.
Debbie's saying this too. It's my honor. Carol, you know that. Debbie's saying, I went through cancer with Allison also. No pain, no fear, over a year, cancer-free. Life force is what I learned on that one. Thank you, Allison. You're welcome, Debbie Chapman. So you have only two examples. There's more talking about moving through cancer. Paige is saying, I found Allison, her free call via Facebook in 2018. Allison inspired me to want more and feel myself worthy to ask for more. I feel happier, more worthy of love, not just giving, but receiving, and allowing joy back into my life. I opened up, started saying and laughing more. I'm still seeking and opening and trusting in ways I was not able to. Paige, that's beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to hear from you, all the freedom that's been happening. So you guys, as you just heard me say, I wanted this to be a 90-minute event. So I want to move into the clearings and activations now. You guys have already been shifted from obviously hearing all of this. So what I'm going to suggest, so that these clearings and activations that are coming are as powerful as possible, is I take a 5-minute break. You all do too. We meet back here right now at 8 p.m. New York time. We are going to take a 5-minute break, and then we'll step into the clearings and activation. Welcome back. And so here we go. What you're going to want to do is get comfortable as I clear my throat. Already the clearings have started. And you want to, for those of you who are new, you want to sit back, let yourselves be in a position where if your head kicked back and you got spacey or even nodded off to sleep, it's going to be a comfortable fallback for your head. Pillows are a good thing. Some of the other things you might experience are, let me get on, I am on video, great, are tingles. You might experience heat in certain areas of your body. You might even feel some sense of pain for a moment or a couple of minutes as a chakra opens. It turns more life force out to hit chronic places that have been chronically tight. So as that musculature opens close to whichever chakra is opening, there's a sense of pain as it opens. So just breathing through that, it's possible you'll feel that. Yawning is another typical sign. It shows that your consciousness is evolving and upgrading. Debbie Chapman saying her crown's already tingling in my ears. Yeah, I started the clearing when we started, even when I launched this, frankly. But then outside, I got it going even more. So we are going to go over time a little bit so I can get you more. So yawning, tingling, goosebumps, you're going to space out. You might not hear all my words. It's okay. Come back and use the replay. You're going to want to say yes when it's obvious. You'll hear others saying yes because that invites the energy to you more. You're going to take a couple of days to integrate these clearings and activations in this juice. So please know if you get a little bit tight mentally. We're doing this on the day of the full moon within hours of it having gone peaked to its fullness. Any healing work we do within 3 days before or after, never mind the day of the full moon, which is even stronger. It's even more impacted and stronger healing work. So if you get mentally tight, you just want to go outside, get your feet on the ground, get your back against a tree, take a bath, especially if you want to use Himalayan pink rock salts to help ease that. You could go to my YouTube channel and look at the questions and answers YouTube playlist and go to number 10 that has alternate nostril breathing, which helps you feel calmer and creates more spaciousness. I also just put into the chat for any of you who want to follow up and come in, possibly first starting with a call with one of the team members of Vibration Upgrade team. You can use the link that I pasted in the chat here and set up a call. You'll see the process when you get to the page. If you want to become like one of these people getting this work done for you and getting blessed in this way that these times are so meant to be blessing us. So anywhere and everywhere where you are buying into tightening around money and your focus has become more on lack and on not enough and on restriction of money coming in and on noticing how much more money is going out and noticing how much prices have raised, gas, and when you're buying into inflation and you're also taking in the collective psyche and collective unconscious around not enough money since inflation and price raises, would you be willing to burn all of that up with the flames of transmutation?
Yes. By all means, yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Please.
Yes.
please.
Well, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Louis, I hear you from Paris.
Yes.
I heard you, mate. You're making great strides, Louis. So any and all traumas and their free-floating thoughts and traumas, whether this lifetime or any lifetime, that are in any way causing you to get activated and tight around inflation, price raises, lack, not enough money, survival mode, burning up all of those traumas and their ensuing free-floating thoughts. Any and all imprints from your parents and lineage and ancestry. All the conditioning from the trance of the masses at the 3D level. And any and all karma as appropriate, including but not limited to financial karma. And across all dimensions, lifetimes, and timelines, all contracts, oaths, vows. And at all levels of consciousness, any and all beliefs, computations, storylines, expectations, and projections you have that have in any way gotten you contracted as soon as inflation started, as soon as you saw prices raise, as soon as people started focusing on lack, that's kicked you into survival mode, that's caused you to focus on lack, that's caused you to worry about not enough money, that's caused you to make choices from a not enough money viewpoint, that has you constricting and contracting around not enough money, lack, not enough money, burning it all up now with the flames of transmutation. All the places where you abuse yourself through not having enough money, all the places where you deflect self-care increasing with not enough money, all the places where you believe you deserve punishment, you're acting as if you deserve punishment, and you do that through not enough money, all the places of unworth, unworthiness, undeservingness, and you make having more than enough money a struggle. Burning it all up now with the flames of transmutation, including all the places you're buying into struggle. And that is what automatically happens with money, especially during times of inflation. Cutting those cords now, and the influence from the masses and the leakage of your system, of its power to choose abundance, regardless of what is being said out there, and regardless of actual price increases you are seeing and paying. Clearing out the focus on not enough money. Also clearing out panic, and the automatic triggering. That not enough money can catalyze in you. Also clearing where you feel out of control and it's out of your power to choose. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it always has been. It's how you are with money, anywhere and also everywhere where you feel like you have no ability to influence how much money is coming in, or very little influence over how much money is coming in, or you're out of control, you have no control over how much money is coming in, and you're focused on lack and feeling unempowered, burning all of that noise up from the old paradigm and wherever and whatever is causing you to continue to buy into that storyline, and you personalizing it to yourself and your money flows and income, burning all of that up as well. All of the places where you make the struggle paradigm that's been sold to us for the past bunch of centuries a personalized storyline for you and your life, particularly where your money flows, burning that all up now. And we're going to activate the upgrade now. So any and all latent keys and codes within you, inherent talents and ancient wisdom within you, especially any and all abundance, codes, plenty, harvest, more than enough, codes and keys within you, and any and all blessings and support possible to bring this all into alignment for your highest potential and your highest possibilities and our highest potential and our highest possibilities to become physically realized. Activating the upgrade now. And I wonder what it would be like for you and your consciousness and your entire field to become more aligned and more attuned to more than enough money and abundance for all and plenty, no matter what. Anything and everything that doesn't allow for that redirection and that attunement to abundance, more than enough money, plenty, and abundance for all, would you be willing to burn up with the flames of transmutation?
Yes,
Yes,
Alice,
yes,
yes.
please.
Yes.
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 Super double yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Wow, that's so much energy that's clearing. Look at me rubbing my eyes like this. So any and all traumas and their ensuing free-floating thoughts that cause or limit, that are the causal point, the creation point, or limit or restrict or perpetuate you having a challenge being attuned to and aligned ever increasingly with abundance, more than enough money flows for you and abundance for all and plenty, replacing the tethering to lack and not enough money and the punishment, the self-punishment you do with not enough money. We're burning up all those traumas and any and all ensuing free-floating thoughts. All of the imprints from your parents and lineage, limiting your alignment ever increasingly with more than enough money and abundance, and any and all imprints from your ancestor. We're burning all of those imprints up. Any and all conditioning and spin out from the trance of the masses, burning all of that up. All karma as appropriate, including but not limited to financial karma. That's in any way hindering you from being ever increasingly aligned with abundance and more than enough money and prosperity and plenty and abundance for all. and across all timelines, lifetimes, dimensions, all contracts, oaths, vows, including but not limited to vows of austerity, vows of poverty, vows of service, vows of self-sacrifice, vows of self-flagellation, and at all levels of consciousness, any and all storylines or beliefs or judgments or expectations or projections you have, justifications and rationalizations you have, all of it that's in any way hindering, restricting, or limiting you from becoming ever increasingly aligned with abundance and attuned to abundance, more than enough money, plenty, abundance for all. We're burning all of it up now, anything and everything that limits, hinders, or restricts you from doing so with grace and ease, now with the flames of transmutation. This wants to spend more time in the activation. Beautiful receiving, y'all. So we're gonna activate the upgrade now. So any and all latent keys and codes within you, including abundance codes, wealth codes, affluence codes, more than enough codes, comfort, nourishment, nurturing codes, inherent talents and ancient wisdom within you, and any and all blessings. And support possible to bring this all into alignment for your highest possibilities and your highest potential and our highest possibilities and our highest potential to become physically realized, physically materialized. Activating the upgrade now. So I wonder what it would look like if you were more capable, ever increasingly, in choosing and allowing yourself to receiving and magnetizing to you more than enough money, no matter what is being said or done out there. Anything and everything that doesn't allow for that increased receiving, increased choosing, and increased allowing and increased magnetizing of abundance and prosperity, would you be willing to burn up with the flames of transmutation?
Yes,
You
please.
betcha.
Please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
Yes.
Definitely yes.
Double yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay, beautiful beings. So any and all karma as appropriate. Including but not limited to financial karma. Any and all traumas and their free-floating thoughts, burning all of those out. All imprints from parents and ancestry. All the whiny conditioning from the trance of the 3D masses and the unempowerment and the leakage of their power that's in any way hindering, restricting, or limiting your increasing, ever increasing capacities to receive more money, to allow yourself to have more than enough money, to continue to choose and make choices that are for abundance and prosperity, and magnetizing that abundance and prosperity to you, burning up all of that conditioning and leakage from the trance of the masses. And across all timelines, lifetimes, and dimensions, any and all contracts, oaths, and vows. And at all levels of consciousness, all beliefs, storylines, justifications, rationalizations, computations, judgments, evaluations, expectations, and then projections onto money or onto this reality that are in any way hindering, limiting, or restricting your capacity to choose, ever increasingly allow, receive, and magnetize more than enough money, prosperity, and abundance. We're burning up it all with the flames of transmutation now. Activating the upgrade now. So any and all latent keys and codes within you, keys and codes for abundance, for harvest time, for prosperity, for more than enough, keys and codes for regality and royalty and wealth and affluence, keys and codes for self-love, self-nourishment, self-nurturing, self-care, self-empowerment, and any and all inherent talents and ancient wisdom within you. And any and all blessings. And support possible to bring this all into alignment for your highest potential and your highest possibilities to become physically materialized in our highest potential and our highest possibilities to become physically realized. Activating the upgrade now. So I'm going to open up the floor if anybody wants to put in the chat, not verbally, please, any reactions that you want to report. If for those of you who have remained conscious and awake through that. You're welcome, Michelle. Good. That's the whole point. Feeling inspired. Okay. Feel how soft of a space you all are in, and these were quite strong. So I'm going to let you guys go instead of looking. Oh, here comes some feedback. Kathy, tingling face. Excellent. Paige, root chakra, eyes, tingling, burning. Wow, back of neck. Excellent choices right there. Right side and shoulders and feeling lighter. Yes, Paige. Yes, Paige. Yes. And Randy, peace, peace, peace in all caps. Yes, brother. Debbie Chapman, my back, lower back has been hurting all week. I feel tingling and my heart opening. Yes. Laura, hard to find words after this clearing, but during it, I noticed that the layers of who I think I am or who society says I am have been fading away over this past week with 3M. Excellent, Laura. Excellent, Laura. Especially today, layers and stories fading away. Excellent. You're on the way. You're on your way, rather. And I'm exhaling on your behalf because of it. Don Swanson, tingling hands. Thank you. You're welcome, Don. Nice to see you and your name and have you here together. Lisa, I have been sighing and yawning since the call started. Excellent, Lisa. Eva, very relaxed. Good. Anne, this is what we all needed for our group consciousness. Indeed, Anne, you got it. You're welcome, Don. So I'm not going to tell you that choice, but it's highly likely you're going to get the replay. I have to talk with Larissa, my VA, my rockstar VA after this. You're going to get the replay and you can feel free to share it with as many people as possible, bringing down these frequencies. We can, for anybody who this isn't obvious for by this point, we can help the collective shift and counteract all the focus around inflation. Let's see what else is possible, because there is more than enough. And for those of you who want results like what you were hearing, get your butts on a call. I invite you in. Much love and many blessings. Choose the possibilities, please, not the worries, the fears, and the repeating of the past. If you want support to be able to actually do that, come and get on a call and come play. Much love, you guys. Night, night.